I said Merry Christmas to my family, and my mother backed away from me like I was holding a knife. I've spent my whole life being the second daughter, the overlooked one, the afterthought. I'm used to getting less, being ignored, watching my sister Brandy get praised for breathing while I get criticized for existing. But my family has never been afraid of me. So when I walked into my parents' house on Christmas morning and the room went dead silent, I knew something was deeply wrong. My mother grabbed my father's arm so hard her knuckles went white, and Brandy smiled at me with this serene expression while everyone else stared at the floor. I stepped toward my mom to hug her, and she stumbled backward, shaking her head frantically without making a sound. I asked what was going on and nobody answered, so I stood there in the doorway of my childhood home while my entire family treated me like a stranger who had wandered in off the street. The first hour, I told myself they were just being weird, and I tried to act normal by helping in the kitchen, but my mom physically blocked the doorway and whispered, "Please don't," without looking at me. The second hour, I sat in the living room and listened to them have full conversations about Brandy's promotion and her son's soccer games while I was sitting right there, and not a single person acknowledged that I existed or even glanced in my direction. The third hour, I started losing my mind a little, and I walked right up to my dad and asked him directly what I had done wrong, and he closed his eyes like I was hurting him just by being near him before walking away without a word. By hour 4, I put my gifts under the tree, and Brandy's 8-year-old son ran over to thank me. But my mother dove across the room and clamped her hand over his mouth so hard he started crying while she dragged him away from me like I was dangerous. I grabbed Brandy's arm and demanded she tell me what was happening, but she just smiled and gently removed my hand like I was a child throwing a tantrum. By hour 5, I was shaking and fighting back tears because I genuinely thought I was losing my grip on reality. So I followed my dad to the garage when he went to get firewood, and I blocked the door and told him I wasn't leaving until he explained. He looked at me with genuine terror in his eyes and whispered, "If we acknowledge you today, one of us will die before the year ends." He told me Brandy had a vision 3 weeks ago and that she'd been having these visions since she was 8 years old, and they had never once been wrong. I found Brandy alone in the hallway, and I grabbed her arm and told her I knew about the vision and I knew she was faking it. She didn't even flinch, just looked at me with this calm smile and said, "I just wanted one Christmas where you weren't hovering around begging for scraps of attention like a stray dog." And honestly, it's been wonderful. I told her she was going to admit it to our parents right now, and she laughed, this delighted little giggle like I'd told her a good joke. She said, "Of course they're fake, every single one, but who on earth is going to believe you when I've been doing this for 20 years? She leaned against the wall and started listing them off like she was proud, telling me about the dog we had when I was 9 that she pinched and tormented until it finally bit her so she could claim she saw it coming. She told me about the summer camp I desperately wanted to attend that she got shut down with an anonymous safety complaint after she predicted I'd get hurt there. She told me about my college applications and how she stole the acceptance letters from schools with good financial aid because she had a vision I would drop out anyway, so why waste the money on me when she could use it instead? She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Every single thing that ever went wrong for you was me, and they handed you over like a sacrifice every single time because their special little girl told them to." I ran back to the living room, and I told my parents that Brandy just admitted the visions were fake, that she'd been sabotaging my entire life for 20 years, that everything they believed about her was a lie. My mother shook her head slowly and said, "Brandy would never say those things, and I'm not going to let you ruin Christmas with your jealousy." Brandy walked in behind me and started crying, asking why I would make up such horrible lies about her, and my father wrapped his arm around her and told me I needed to leave. I looked at my parents holding Brandy while she sobbed her fake tears, and I saw it in their faces. They knew, maybe not everything, but enough, and they were never going to admit it because that would mean looking at what they'd done to me. I walked out the front door, and I haven't been back since. Brandy was right about one thing though. There really was a curse on that family. Acknowledging the truth killed something that Christmas morning. It just wasn't a person.